Okay. Okay, this is the service safety meeting. Is there anybody out there that doesn't have an agenda that would like to have one? We've got them up here on the wall over here. Just since we have quite a few people here, I'll do some introductions. Down here at my far left is our city engineer, Mr. Doug Dariano. To his right, our service director, Mr. John Eckel. Councilman Barry Van Hoosen. I'm Jim Matuzak. This is our council president, John Kevern, our law director, Matthew Barreto, and our city administrator, Richard Cabot. Okay, first on our agenda tonight are citizens' concerns. Are there any citizens' concerns? Would you like to step forward? And if you would, please just state your name and your address.
Jeff Hoffman, 310 Mulberry Street. What value do you put on a human life? I'm here to express my disgust with this minimum staffing for the fire department. It's Russian roulette. It's bad news. My dad was a veteran firefighter for the city of Perrysburg for 42 years. In that time, there were numerous studies stating we needed a second station, a third station, more manpower. Nothing's been done. Now I see this come up with this minimum staffing. This is bad news. I've got some information I'd like to share with you guys. This past Friday, due to this minimum staffing, and deck was stacked against the fine firefighters that we have in this city. 5:12 p.m., there was a fire alarm. At 5:21 p.m., there was a medic run. At 5:36 p.m., there was an injury accident. 4 guys can't do it. We had to rely on outside agencies to assist us. We're a city of 21,000 people. That's unacceptable. Injury accident. It took 15 minutes to get somebody to the scene.
Where was the accident? I'm just curious.
Indiana and Louisiana.
Right in the middle of town.
Middle of town. 1 block away from a fire station. What's that say about us? You know, we have all these distinguished awards stating, you know, Perrysburg's a great place to live, great schools, great community. I don't know. Papers say otherwise. Second information I have for you. City of Findlay, 41,000 citizens, 14 firefighters on duty during the day. Tiffin, 17,000 citizens, 10 firefighters on duty. City of Bowling Green, 30,000 citizens, 12 on duty. City of Toledo, 282,300 citizens, 104 on duty daily. City of Perrysburg, 21,004 on duty. Now, I'm not a mathematician, but 4 on duty for 21,000 citizens, it's over 5,000 citizens per man. What do you guys have to say about this? This is something that needs to be addressed. We're playing Russian roulette. Somebody's going to get hurt, if not killed. This is an issue that needs to be addressed and needs to be addressed yesterday, because this is unacceptable. I pay for a steak, I'm getting a hamburger. I'm not happy.
I like your analogy.
Are you a fireman?
I'm sorry?
Are you a fireman?
No, sir, I'm not.
Okay.
Taxpayer.
Citizen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Councilman Matuzak, if I may, for your benefit, and Councilman Van Hoosen's, I know Mr. Kevern is aware of this, but this type of operational issue is an administrative issue. It's under the purview and jurisdiction of the mayor, the city administrator, and the public safety director. This is not something that comes before this body, either as a committee or to council as a whole, for decision-making purposes, just so you're aware of that.
I think it is appropriate for him to.
Citizens can absolutely, certainly address their council members with concerns, but just for you, in case you're wondering how you should respond, as far as that decision-making, that is on the administrative side versus the legislative side.
Okay. Well, I wasn't about to try to respond to you with a solution.
No, I understand
But I do
completely.
value your concerns. Do you have something that you can leave with us? You've cited some data
Yeah,
and so on and so forth.
Sure.
So if you could leave that with us, and then,
sure, more than happy
I
to.
mean, at a minimum, we can at least follow up with the administration.
And this information is public record.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, I will keep that and make sure all council members are aware of it.
Thank you. Any other citizens' concerns? Okay. Thank you very much. Next on our agenda, purchase a new vehicle for the fire division. Chief Klein.
Good evening. Tonight, what the fire division is requesting is the ability to replace one of our vehicles. Just kind of give you an overview of what we have. Currently, we have 4 staff vehicles. We've got 3 cars and 1 SUV. The oldest car is what we use as a spare right now, just kind of personnel car, send people to training, but we also use it as a backup vehicle. That is a 2010 Crown Vic. The other SUV that we have is a 2007. In the capital improvements 5-year replacement plan, it was supposed to be replaced at 5 years. Due to the maintenance on it, we've been having good luck with it. We decided to extend that a few years. We think now is the appropriate time to get that. The vehicle is still in good shape, showing a little bit of signs of wear, but like I said, one of the things that we need to do is replace it before it goes bad so we can still maintain a vehicle. The old Crown Vic that we have that's 10 years old would be a perfect vehicle to send down to either like the service department or water department or something else. Some other city division will be able to use it and extend the service life out of it. What you see before you is an estimated list. This comes right off the state website. We'd like to purchase this through the state bid through Byers Chevrolet out of Columbus. You can kind of see what some of the options are on the first couple pages. And then on the last page, it'll give you the price. The base unit is $28,674, but we'd like to get 4-wheel drive on it. One of the problems that we've had over the last few years is the Crown Vics don't do very well in snow, and I've actually had to drive my personal vehicle into work a few times. I used to use the pickup truck. Before that, when we got the level 3, we found that it works really well to put a snow blower in it and help blow some of the sidewalks out for people so we can get our cot in and out. So using the pickup truck's not really going to be an option for me anymore. Other than that, there's a few other various items that we're looking at getting: the auxiliary battery, wiring for the lights and sirens, and so forth. We'd like to purchase this vehicle for a cost not to exceed $33,000.
And what was in the budget?
Originally in the budget, it was $29,882, but unfortunately the price has changed on us. We believe that we've also got the Storts connections for the hydrants, that we'll be able to take some money out of that, so we'll be able to stay within budget.
What was the buying mechanism that we'll be using? I know it's through Columbus, but
It's the state bid. Basically, the state of Ohio sends out for bids for anything that they're going to use, vehicles. It'll be like the state patrol uses. And then any government agency in the state can get on that at that price. There's no going to the car dealer trying to get a better price or anything. This is the price. Whether you buy 1, you buy 50.
so the designated dealer in Columbus, they were willing to accept those
Yes.
state? Okay.
Do we ever take it to like a local dealer and say, this is what we can get it for through our program? Can you match it? Can you beat it by $10 to try to keep it local? Is that something that's even feasible to do, given the
We
nature of the
have done that on some other transactions. Usually it's a local dealer who we've worked in the past through, and this is usually on the service side. We've done a bid process and purchased vehicles, usually vehicles, through local dealers, and then the state bid will come out, and it'll be for a price that's higher than what our local dealers will be willing to work with us on. And so they'll come to us and say, hey, we're willing to sell this to you for X dollars. And where there's a situation where it's below the state bid price, we can accept any price that's less than the state bid price.
We can accept.
We're allowed to accept any price that's lower than the state bid price. That said, we, I think, have used on the service side, and with police, I believe Byers has provided us historically the best price on these police cruiser Tahoe things. Because I know that Dan did a relatively comprehensive review of when he bought, I think he got 3 maybe at the end of last year. He did a relatively comprehensive search, and Byers, I think, was the one that we went with, if I remember correctly.
The only real question I can't answer is these are police package
I was
vehicles.
going to say, they're
And I
kind of unique.
and I know that there's restrictions on them. I know that as a regular citizen, we can't go and buy a new one like that. So what a dealer can do, I really couldn't answer that question right now.
I am curious, though, Matthew, you mentioned servicing agreements. Is that also through state agreements?
No, I'm sorry, I missed it. It's the service department. So when the service department will buy like a truck, they will go and will sometimes be able to get a better price on, I forget whether they're Dodges or Fords that we buy now primarily for service. I think they're Fords. But the local Ford dealership will sometimes be able to provide a price that's better than the Ford state bid price, since usually it's one dealer in the state gets the bid price, and that's where they are. Sometimes a local dealer will be willing to provide a lower price for those vehicles, but it's not a servicing, it's a service department that is buying these products. I apologize about the miscommunication.
Our service.
Do you anticipate, as you replace the other non-SUVs, you'll replace them with SUVs? Is that?
What we're interested to try to see is, the reason we went with the Tahoes is to make it standard across the city. So, you've got one oil filter, tires, and all that. One of the things that we're curious on with this is the way we're going to use it as a fire vehicle, how often will we use the four-wheel drive? So the next question is, if we find out that we don't need the four-wheel drive, it's got the ground clearance and so forth, we may continue with that vehicle, but we might end up with a two-wheel drive versus four-wheel drive. So this will be kind of a test vehicle for us.
But you do anticipate getting into a bigger vehicle?
Yes.
Rather than the Crown? Okay.
Last winter was a great test, Jeff.
Not for the Crown Vic.
The old car that gets passed down?
We don't want their old car.
Sewer might.
Thank you, Jeff, but no thank you.
Okay. Any questions from you guys?
No.
Good. Okay, I think we're good.
Thank you very much.
We will recommend it to council that
Thank you.
they approve your request. Other concerns? This last on the
And from
agenda.
administration.
Mr. Barreto, anything? Nope. Okay,
All set.
okay. I think with that, we are concluded then.